Hello again. So this is the part two of our financial advisor Remoder Lab 2 financial advisor AI agent. And what we're going to do is that we were actually looking at the website, so remoder.com. So guys, if you go to remoder.com, you will see this page here, and then at the page on the right side, all the way on the right side here, you will see that page for the AI agents. And then when you come here down, you scroll it down, you will see how it works part, and you can just scroll back to that. So there's some explanations here. I'm not gonna go read one by one, but it will take some time if I do that. So what we're gonna do is that we're gonna quickly just try to understand. So FastAPI, as we talked, is the backend. It's gonna handle all incoming requests, and then basically it's gonna integrate all the other parts of the app: risk modeling, portfolio allocation, and then LLM responses. Then we have so this is the app right here. We can take a look at the app. You can see I had to create some custom scripts just to starting the Ollama service. Some requirements for the dependencies for the Python. My Docker files I actually separated out into two. So there's a Docker file for Ollama, and there's a Docker file for the API, the Python app. I'm using Docker Compose. As I mentioned before, Docker Compose just makes things a million times easy just to, for things like POC. If you're taking this to production, then obviously you would be using Kubernetes. And in Kubernetes, you would just take the, images, tag them, and then use it for whatever way you want. So now here, actually, you can see this image is very basic. What we're going to do is that actually during this course, I'm going to actually update this image to make it more kind of like a secure, right? So we want it to be secured, because right now there's not many layers. There's no pip audit, just to make it secure. And what we want to make sure is that we build secure and responsible AI agents, secured and responsible AI agents. And it's very, very essential today in today's day and age because of all the the security flaws and compliances and other stuff. So if we go to the Docker and Ollama, this is what our Ollama image in Docker it looks like. So if I go back to here, there's more explanation to each of these files: risk model.py, portfolio.py, and then if you go and you can read each of these. I'm not going to go into too many details, because if I do that, it's going to take too long, and then we're going to derail from the actual purpose of deploying the app. But just to really quick again, just to go back to this, so we have the llm.py, which basically serves our Ollama server, and this is where we're calling the Llama 3, the model. And then we're basically examples like explain this portfolio strategy to beginner investor, and then that's how our Llama, our model, basically serves that and takes that request, and then serves that answer. There's a risk model.py, which does some users risk score and stuff like that, helps tailor recommendations based on individual profiles. There's a portfolio.py, which uses the risk score to assign proportions between stocks, bonds, and cash. And then the last part is basically LLM integration. So the whole part here, what we're trying to do is that we're putting everything in a Docker Compose, so that when we deploy it, it's basically like a containerized. Each service is separate, and then we can just deploy it. So Dockerize the setup, so spins up two services: API for FastAPI, Ollama for basically local LLM model. The API waits until Ollama is ready before serving requests. So this is very important. I had to make the API wait until Ollama is ready, because it takes some time, to a little bit more time to stand up Ollama and make it ready. Example workflow. So let's take a look at the workflow. What the workflow looks like. User sends their financial goal and risk tolerance via API or UI. We will actually do both. We'll actually use a curl command to send it. And if I go back to my readmes here, you can see the example curl command here. So if I come in here, you can see this is the example, right? So I'm saying age 35, income, savings, and then this is it. This is this. And you can see the sample response, what it's going to look like given your age and savings. A model aggressive portfolio aims to grow assets with balancing risk. So if I'm saying income, my income is 90,000, savings 30,000, buy a house in 5 years. So I'm just my kind of like a goal, investment goal. So my AI agent basically says, okay, your risk score is 7, your stocks allocation should be 60, your bonds should be 30, and then your cash should be 10%. And then given your agent savings, a moderately aggressive portfolio aims to grow assets while balancing risk. And so this is where it's using that AI LLM generated response. So Ollama's LLM generates a human-readable explanation of the advice. The result is returned as a JSON. So in this case, we can see the JSON output right here. Why it's important: teaches engineers how to combine AI, finance, and real-world logic. So if you're in a financial sector, then this would be really, really useful and very handy to try to like kind of POC in your own environments. Bridges machine learning models, risk analysis, LLMs, explanation generation, provides a realistic foundation for AI-driven financial planning systems. So one thing I wanted to mention is that you will see two videos, part one, part two of the financial advisor. This is kind of older videos. So what I would say is
Um,
that please stay tuned for more updated videos, but I will leave these as a old videos, one old video, part two. But as we're going along, we will actually do this is the part of the series that, excuse me, we're gonna do more explanation and do much more better explanation in detail. So thank you for watching and stay tuned for part three. Bye bye.